more show. I am Leonardo Gonzalez, and I anticipate that today's topic will leave you open-mouthed. Today's theme is bullfighting, animal abuse, or entertainment in the and this topic must be touched by tweezers. Today we are accompanied by the study, activities in favor of animal rights, and members of the bulletin community. On the side, we have Alejandro Jimenez and Diego Garcia. On the other side, we have Kimberly Flores and Angie Martinez. Well, let's start with the discussion book position will have 1 minute to present their argument. We start, Kimberly.
Okay. Hello everyone. First of nothing, I want to say that we are going to hold up and back up the pro bulls fighting practice as part of the community. And the main points that we're going to talk about are the bulls fighting as an economic, artistic, and cultural activity. The practice of this has been part of the development of the countries and community that obviously practice it, and in these specific areas. But furthermore, we want to talk about the deeper meaning that is beyond just the performance. So with that, we want to sustain the fact that the bullfighting ain't made with cruelty and torture purposes. So in that order, it involves another kind of interest. So with that said, we just want you to look for our participations.
Good, Kimberly. Posture in favor. Posture against Diego.
We are activists in the favor of the animals, and my partner and me, we go there show some points. Because this culture is cruel and massacre.
Okay. In favor, Angie.
And ambush fighting in fine is sensitive. There are testimonies that validated in, and one of those explained, and that there people would like to go to see the bush fighting, but can see is a fishing spectacle. Because it's about of minutes to cry over the animals' life condition, but not because of that they are gonna point out that is sadistic or going to try to stop the practice of or demand the authorities the prohibition of it.
Yeah.
Good. Against Diego.
You say the dignity of the valor, but it's credit for the human is illogic. You know the bulls are cephalizado mammals, and he have the system nervous and system network with reception of the pain. So there is obvious feel pain the same way the human. For example, ow is the same.
Well, as I told you in the introduction, the bullfighting ain't made for cruelty or torture purposes. It has a deeper meaning for the people who enjoy these performances. It's not to make suffer the animal, you know? It's way too different, and that's why it has been like in the cultures, in the homelands for so long, for decades, for centuries. So in that order, you must say that it doesn't if you just see it from outside but not from the people who do actually emphasize with these kind of activities, you wouldn't understand it. Because people that go and see that kind of shows really find it as an art, as a part of their culture. Now, for nothing, Garcia Lorca have said before that that the bulls fighting, is probably the most poetic world that Spain has. He says he believed that is the most cultural activity in the world. It is the only place where you have security of that beauty. So in that order, it's a representation of that. So you must find like the real meaning over it. It's not just like to make them suffer.
Good, Kimberly. Posture again, Alejandro.
Well, your mention about the culture and the legacy, that is already decades ago, but I would like to point out the fight of the gladiators. We are seeing a culture event, um, and these days is prohibited. Having said that, I would like to emphasize the amount of the rules that are used of the art of bullying fighting and the huge difference between his sport is and killing them for other human needs. Um, in spite of the fact that the death of the bulls is not displayed. It's in Portugal, the bulls almost always die. Each year there are about 305 and around 2,500 bulls are killed in Portugal. The defenders of the rights of the animals, they affirm that in Spain 30,000 bulls are killed in the right age years. The fighting can be dangerous and matador and bullfighting had been killed during bullfightings. One of the famous bullfighters is in history is Manolete and was here in 119,147.
Good. In favor?
Okay, so you was talking about the amount of deaths that brave bulls has, and that even the bullfighters have died too. But I must tell you that I don't know if you know, but brave bulls are born and are grown to go to the bulls fighting. There's no other reason for them to born. It's the only reason why do exist. So the prohibition of this activity will mean the extinction of these animals. And if you're gonna talk to me about the fact that the bulls fighter die in these activities, it doesn't make that much sense, because it will say that they should just stop because of that. Because at the end of the day, the bulls fighting, it is art and is at the same part and sport. And athletes have died in their sports like from a long ago. I mean, you see soccer players dying, you see basketball players dying over the field. You know, everyone that do this kind of activities do have the risk to die. So.
Perfect.
Okay, you say you are extinguished, but I wonder then that is the game for the animals. If you live to die, but the animals do not earn in any ways in the preservation of the race, means that they will be subject to terrible suffering.
Perfect. Angie?
The bride will is according to his natures will rebels free in the order prefers to die victim for his freedom. The bush fighting should be respect because the condition of the ground are good when could be different fear the domestic animals.
Thanks, Angie. Diego, please.
You say the bull is an animal different, but you know the UNESCO 40 years ago in 2980 pronounced the bullfights and say of the bullfighting is the art banal of torturing one animal. O sea, mm, is culture, is sport, is
Entertainment.
is entertaining, is that, o sea, is that doesn't stop being that.
Well-
According to the time of the conclusion, read please. In favor.
Okay, so it says how that we couldn't finish the arguments, but I'm gonna say to answer his last participation that the activity it is actual a cultural and a sport and entertaining thing, and as I told you, it has a deeper meaning for the one who's go and see it. And further that, we couldn't talk about the economics advantages that it has, but it has like to grow a lot in the economies of the country that do practice this activity. Like for example, the inversion that they do on brave bull for 4 years is about 40,000 pesos in Mexico, and you can gain 250,000 pesos. So it's like there is a difference. Obviously, it has like a lot of more inversions on the investment, on the things that you put in the bulls fighting. But at the end of the day, it helps, and we do want to say again that the activity is not made for cruel and torture purpose. It has a deeper meaning, as we said in the other participations.
Perfect, Kim. Again,
I have a question in my conclusion is so why you don't go for the death? It's him.
Because it's different. It's a job to like that. As I told you before, it's like this sports. I mean, you gonna tell us?
okay.
I'm just fighting in the best.
I was just trying to say him.
Stop. Definitive the bullfighting is a very controversial issue. Book time is over, so we'll see on another show. I am Leonardo Gonzalez. See you later.
This was machismo.